Welcome back into the Sports Sources segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. Buy a boat this week, and they will store your new boat for you until spring. Now, they take the holidays seriously down at Madisonville Marine, folks. I think this is pretty good. They make sure that their people get a real holiday break. Their store will be closed starting December 22nd. It will reopen January 3rd. Again, they want their people to have a real holiday break. So that means you've got this week. You've got till the 22nd. What is that, Friday? You got to get to Madisonville Marine, Highway 411 North in Madisonville. Friday, great deals right now on all kinds of boats, and they'll store your new boat for you right up until spring. Madisonville Marine, madmarine.com. I told you for years, and it's always true, there's no better place to buy a boat. All right, I want to remind you of our poll because we're talking transfer portal now. I want to know your take. What is the bigger story, should be biggest story, I guess, from the transfer portal? Is it who Tennessee is gaining, who Tennessee is losing, who Tennessee's keeping? My vote would be who Tennessee's keeping has been the bigger list because they're keeping the right people. Let me give you a look right here at the people who are staying and who are arriving for Tennessee. You looked at that offensive line with a new quarterback. You had the potential for a complete changeover, and it looks scary to me. The fact that you've got John Campbell, Cooper Mays, and Gerald Mincy all announcing they're going to stay, that's a game changer for me. That might have me raising my win level by one. Yes. I may go from 8 or 7 to 9 or 8. But I do think the offensive line back is huge. Keenan Peely's going to stay. Amari Thomas is going to stay. And then Tennessee has 2 guys who've committed to them. Tight end Holden Stays from Notre Dame and a defensive back, Jacoby Thomas from MTSU. I always think it's funny when we talk about this portal stuff. Whoever leaves you was a disappointment and you didn't need them. And then whoever comes in, you go, oh, but we got a DB from MTSU. May be great, but the kid at Notre Dame caught about 150 yards worth of passes, I think. So it's usually just, I guarantee you at Notre Dame right now, they're saying, Holden Stays, he was kind of a disappointment. We didn't need him. We're going to go get somebody else. All that said, that's my opinion. I want your guys' opinion. Is this an overall positive for Tennessee in terms of the portal right now with the guys that they have kept, and you still got Javonte Spraggins who may stay, but is it a positive with who Heupel has kept? Does that say something about the program that it wasn't? You got fewer people fleeing this program than most other programs in the SEC right now. Is that a positive statement about the program?
I think it is because, and you alluded to this, I think one of the key things they had to do was to have an offensive line that could help Nico. And I think Nico's got a chance to be really good, but if he doesn't have help, that could mitigate his production. So I think that was huge to get your 2 tackles and your center back. I think the linebacker, I think he should be a really good player from everything that we heard. So that helps you there. It means you don't have to go out and get another linebacker necessarily. Yeah. And also, I think they've lost some pretty good players, but I think what they've been able to keep has been very helpful to them. And I think that's of a greater benefit to Tennessee as opposed to what they've lost. And Amari Thomas, to me, is one of the better defensive tackles in the SEC.
Yep. No, I'm going to agree with that. I think that keeping that nucleus of your offensive line, I almost think that outweighs anything else you could have done in the portal, is keeping that group together. And if you get Spraggins too, so much the better. Mm-hmm. Slight disappointment on the fact that you would think that you could get some offensive guys, like last year Thornton, who hadn't worked out yet, but last year he came in, a lot of hype, everybody, he's going to be great. You would think there would be more guys coming in that are of that nature to get a part of this offense. And so my question becomes, is the transfer portal only money? I mean, is that it? Is that what the transfer portal is? You know, okay, I can go to Alabama and win a national championship and make $200,000. I can go to Ole Miss, play to be 9-3, and I can make $400,000. Is that what it is now? And I don't know. I have no idea.
I bet teams that would Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, I think, could probably still go get whoever they want because they're pro factories. Everybody else, I think it probably just comes down to money. just my opinion. Gentlemen, is this positive that you're keeping so many guys?
Well, the guys, I'm echoing what Bob just said. To keep the O-line, man, you got to protect the
former
quarterback.
quarterback.
Hey, you got to protect the QB. And they got a young guy coming in with a lot of promise. But what I like even more about that is that Amari Thomas is staying because iron sharpens iron. I always thought he's one of the top D linemen in the SEC this year. He's coming back to make our O-line better. So they'll be in practice going against each other, and they're going to get better together. And I'm just that's going to be better for the offense, and the more points we score as our attitude as a team, I think the more games we win.
Marlon, I'm going to ask you to hold your thoughts.
Okay,
I want
gotcha.
to save some of this time. We'll go to the next segment. We're going to show you who is leaving. One of them surprised me where he's going. You get two guys going to Lane Kiffinville. But we'll talk about that being a surprise. And then I'll ask Marlon, we'll all talk about the fact, is Tennessee doing enough to get players in here? They were ranked yesterday about number 40 by 247 Sports. 247 Sports ranked them about number 40. In terms of portal gets, you look at South Carolina, you look at Ole Miss, the portal king, they're bringing in guys left and right. Why isn't Tennessee? Do they have the money, as Bob alluded to? We'll discuss all that next on the Sports Source. Come on back.